Hi, Cassendre Xavier here. Are you into some trivia? I wanted to share some humor with you. So, there's this book right here. It's called, gosh, I need to be closer, huh? Or further away. Here we go. Dykes with Baggage. The Lighter Side of Lesbians in Therapy. Edited by Regan Waugh. So I'm in there. It came out in 2000 from Allison Publications, which at the time was the largest gay and lesbian press around. And I'm really proud of my inclusion in this book, in part because there's mention of me in the back where it has like some examples. What would you do if blah blah blah? And one of them said, and just what would your shrink say if you invited her to a friendly sleepover? That's one of my that's in my piece. And it's called Techniques for Testing Your Therapist. So if you're into trivia, check this out. I found in this book, I had folded in there the email that I sent to Regan Waugh submitting my piece. So it's really, like, I don't know if you can see it. It's like right there, there's the year and the title. Here's a submission. I hope you like it, but we'll fully understand if it doesn't get in. Thanks, and it's in there. So I'm like super duper thrilled. So I'm going to read this to you because I feel called to share some humor with you. Okay, so here's the humor. And it's from Techniques for Testing Your Therapist. Alrighty then. Okay. I require focus from my therapist. Focus and an iron hand. I'm the queen of non sequiturs and changing subjects when the subject gets a little uncomfy. You know, when I'm feeling my feelings, and my feelings about my feelings, and my feelings about my feelings about my feelings, and well, you get the idea. So for these tough feelings times, I refer to my highly defined Pentagon-level developed aversion and distraction techniques, which my therapist ought to be tops at noticing and immediately disarming. This is no small task. Therefore, work must be done to select the proper woman for the job. As a favor to the lesbian community, as an act of true, genuine, totally vulval woman love, I am passing on these time-tested techniques, these completely sapphic and Steinesque clitoral nuggets of wisdom, onto you. May they succeed in finding you the best, sharpest, most on-guard therapist. Helpful hint, this type of therapist works best with those of us with a penchant for, quote, dissociation, unquote. And if you know what that word means, it's probably taken you a week to read this paragraph, but I digress. Where was I? 1. The compliment test. Now, this is the best one. There's a reason it's number 1. Pay her a compliment. If she dwells on the compliment too long, ditch her. Sounds cruel, but you gotta do it, sister. Feel the power of the mother give you the strength you'll need to find a shrink who can stay focused on the subject at hand, and the subject at hand, ain't her scarf. I had a session once, one session, with a woman whose pendant I'd complimented. 10 minutes she stayed on this subject. 10. Now granted, I made no moves to stop her. But that wasn't my job. She was kind and sweet. She was responsible and articulate. She was thoughtful and considerate, and she was cute. But she failed the test, so I had to say, bye-bye now, bye-bye. 2. The sudden observation of decor test. In the middle of the session, mention something in the room. Say something like, hey, has that plant always been there? Just like that. Just blurt it out. If she acts like nothing happened, it's over. You need someone who's going to notice that you've suddenly changed the subject. For example, right in the middle of one of my sessions, the best lesbian therapist in all Philadelphia, right in the middle of one of my sessions with the best lesbian therapist in all of Philadelphia, I said, you know what? I've never noticed that poster before. Has it always been there? And you know what the best lesbian therapist in all of Philadelphia said? Yes, it has, actually. Now, Cassandra, I loved it when she said my name. I've noticed that you changed the subject. Do you want to talk about that? At this point, a big old grin would spread across my face as the best lesbian therapist in all of Philadelphia, and I then proceeded. I stayed with her for years. In fact, she deserted me by moving with her partner to New Mexico. I will never understand how she could ruin such a perfect relationship as ours. That she would leave me for a pesky little retirement and her partner of 19 years is something that will take me years and years to recover from. It still hurts to this day. Hold me. 3. The great boundary test. I like to know that my shrink can take care of herself. If I'm supposed to do it, shouldn't she too? If not, I certainly can't look up to and I wouldn't dream of taking advice from her. There are very, very effective ways of testing your prospective therapist boundaries. Some of these are a little bit more advanced than the others, but every dyke can do them, and every shrink should be able to pass, or fail miserably, one of the two. Here's what you do. After 2 or 3 sessions with your new therapist, she's passed the first 3 tests during the intake. Ask to spend the night at her place. I like to say, hey, how about a sleepover at your place, huh? Some of your friends, some of my friends, just us girls. I'll bring the hot chocolate. It'll be fun. Come on. Of all the tests, this one's my favorite. Absolutely the most fun to do, simply because of the various shades of red and pink their faces get, and all of the new deep breathing exercises I learned from watching them. Lastly, the anger test. An extension of the Great Boundary Test, the anger test basically lets you know where you stand with your therapist insofar as the power dynamic is concerned. If you do little things that ought to piss her off, like show up late for every single session, she should tell you about yourself. If she doesn't, then you can't really have any respect for her now, can you? Of course you can't. I hope these tips help you find the best lesbian therapist of your dreams. And remember, trust the process, or something like that. Boy, that was so fun. That was really fun to read. You want to see where I am in the book? Dyke with baggage. Lettuce and lesbians in therapy. And here we go. This isn't even clear. Can you even see it? Oh, it doesn't matter. Hey, thanks for being here. Merry Christmas. I know it's July. Bye.